I'm like squishing. Kind of maybe wish I had a hat on.
Bad girls make them say wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Say wow.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Deep and Juicy. We have a very specially ugly guest today. We got my brother Jordan and we are just going to have a good old candid conversation. He's in all sorts right now and it's taken me an hour to fucking set up this whole studio and I'm so over it already because we had to do stupid errands this morning. If we didn't have your errands to do this morning...
It literally took 5 minutes, bro.
It didn't. The post office took so fucking long. I was so over it. I was so mad. Anyway, we're here now and we're going to do a funny little... See where this conversation goes with George and whatnot. Anyway, George, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm the last of the siblings that got popped out. Clearly, they stopped after they got the greatest one.
Disgusting.
Well, I am a chef, really bad.
You want me just to ask you the questions? And then you just go from there?
Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier.
Okay, first of all, we were like talking about like what we were gonna dress and stuff like that, and he was like, "Can we like dress up?" And I was gonna wear my cowboy hat, but I can't fucking find it now. Maybe when we do our break, I'll put my cowboy hat on. Anyway, so George's got my op shop polar bear thing, and he was like, "Fuck, I feel good." He also was wearing one of my other hats, but I was like, "No, let's take that off."
2-hour-1 isn't bad.
Yeah. So anyway, so we got Jordan here. He is a chef, and we're gonna talk about random funny shit. First of all, what is it like being a brother to me?
Well, there has its good days, and then there's the very bad days, which are more often than the good days now.
Fuck you.
No, it's actually pretty good. Your skill set doesn't match any of mine, so when I need help, it's good to actually, it's a bit different. And because I think we're two different lifestyles, it's really nice. We don't actually clash too often because we have two different interests. So we have our own egos set aside. And,
like I can be good at my thing.
and I'm great at cooking and chefing and just being an all-round a great brother. But I think it's been good.
George is just moved in. He is a FIFO swing chef, fucking all North Queensland and blah, 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 doing his shit.
Central Queensland too.
Yep, Central Queensland.
And Northern
Got to get
Territory.
that right. Yeah, so he's chefing and he does like sometimes, at the moment right now, he's on Lady Elliot Island and I'm fucking...
Oh, that's a good spot. It's probably one of the best spots I've been to actually for a while. Beat Central Queensland where there's no water.
Yeah, true. Well, he just came back the other day. I was like really hungover on the couch and I was just like, and I'm never hungover, okay, because I don't drink that much. And then I was just like, and he comes in fucking drunk as a skunk from Uber dropping off from the airport because he's like, yeah, finished work. And I'm just there like.
Too many martinis later. Had to take advantage of the time. She was paralyzed, didn't pay attention. There was a pillow on the couch. The attack commenced. Yep, I was proud of that moment.
And he just fucking attacked me. He just got all these massive cushions and he just went on top of me like, rah, rah. And I was just like, I can't move. And usually I'll fight back. I'll spring up. I'll fucking fight you. Anger. But it seeped out of me. I had no fucking energy.
Any sibling knows if you have an advantage, doesn't matter the consequences later, you must take it. So I fear for what will happen later, but I still stand by my decision as a great one.
And James was like, my husband was just in the corner like, oh,
You're dead.
and he's like, he was like, oh, bro, you have no idea. Like, I'm fucking dead. But anyway, so I'm binding my time like in the episode of How I Met Your Mother when Barney Stinson,
The 5 slaps.
the 5 slaps, and he's sitting there like this. So I was like, it could be on this swing, or it could be when you come back. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if it's like a year from now.
No, we need to put like a time.
No. Barney didn't have a time frame. He just needed to do the 5 slaps.
I just won't come back. I'll move countries if I have
have
to.
fun renting in this social crisis right now. I mean, social economic crisis. Let's talk about how we grew up, because I think that's really, really funny.
I reckon we grew up really good. We got best of 3 different countries.
Yeah.
Philippines, that's, I think...
Our imprint years.
That's our imprint years.
Yeah.
And that's what really sparked our personalities, I think.
I don't. I think
do.
England.
No, I think...
No, our trauma. came from the Philippines.
What they say, first 5 years of trauma is how you build a child.
Yeah, so George and I were born in the Philippines, and we have like 3 other siblings to to our nanai, which nanai means mother
In Tagalog.
Was it Visaya?
Are those Tagalog?
See, we're not very
Asian.
we're not very Asian. This is just a meat suit. We're fake. It's our disguise.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we moved to England to. By the way, like
That was racist. Just got to put it out
just
there.
letting you know, out now, we have 3 mothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, our dad.
Is
We're like,
he's a well-traveled young man
yeah,
that never grew up.
yeah.
I think that's the best way to
That's
put
a
it.
really good
He's just
point.
he went on that journey and he never came off it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And like speaking of our dad, like his dad was a traveler.
Yeah.
Like in England, because you live like a hop, skip, and a jump away.
from everywhere.
Everything you just travel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Australia, you're still in the same fucking state.
and you're like,
Still the same bit of red dirt.
yeah.
6 hours
so
later.
Dad traveled a lot, and he ended up in Philippines
Yeah.
with his
Nana.
dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we also have
I
aunties
think he
and
was like
uncles.
19, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was like 19 and 20. We have aunties and uncles, and we'll do an episode with Auntie Pearl when she gets here,
yeah,
because
that'd
that's
be
going to be
good.
really insane.
So I like to call it the 6 black sheep of the mixed side of the family.
Yes.
So like the white side's all English, Irish, Scottish. The other side's like Spanish, Filipino mix.
Which is
breed.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my maiden name's Heath. Jordan's the last Heath. Because our aunties and uncles, they got adopted out. The ones that's my brother, my dad's half
Half-siblings,
siblings,
yeah.
because they got married at the same time. My dad and his dad both took on Filipino wives.
That's another at least 3 episodes. That's like part 1, part 2, part 3 sort of episode for
We'll
that
do
one.
that with Pearl when she gets here from England.
Oh, each
That'd
one
be-
that comes on.
Oh yeah, we should do.
So it'd
like
be
a-
like a 4-part then.
We
'cause-
should do like our own Kardashians thing. Like it'd be really fucking funny. Anyway, so my dad had a second wife. So then dad got full custody of us.
Yep.
And we moved out of Philippines to England when George was only 5. He was about
Almost
to turn
6.
6. He was like 3
2
weeks away, or
2, 3
3 weeks away from turning 6, and I was 7.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we went over in August. Yes, about like August, early August.
Yeah.
And then your birthday is August the 25th. My birthday is the following January.
5th
So I
of
turned-
August.
5th of August? Yeah. So 5th of August. Yeah, so it's 20 days
Yeah.
before you turn 6. So then little old native feral Filipino,
I like to say this is the time we like got tamed from being a savage to little etiquetted children of the church.
but we arrived, and I just did this story the other day, but I don't think anyone's going to see that story. I'm not sure. We arrived with 1 sock and 1 shoe.
Oh yeah.
I did. A head full of knits. I don't know if you had her. Yeah, you did. You had her.
Not
And
much.
like a phone number on my phone.
If we got
A
lost.
phone number on my arm, and like this little cute silver bracelet. And
But you
poor, no suitcase, no bag, no jumpers.
got, oh yeah.
That was it. We went from
Imagine this from like 35 plus degrees, 90% humidity to like 5 degrees, 0
no,
and
we
just
kind of
complete
no.
ice.
We landed in August over there, so it wouldn't have been that cold. It would be just going.
Well,
like,
it felt
in the
like it,
autumn.
okay?
Yeah, true.
From
It
summer
was
to
still
that.
fucking freezing.
Yeah.
We're like.
Oh yeah, because we landed, it'd be summer there in August.
Yeah. So my dad couldn't pick us up because he had a kidney stone, of course. So he was like, I can't pick you up. You're going to have to travel by yourself. So we're like, all right, cool, whatever. We just like,
That was all right plane trip though, because we thought we met this lady randomly. But
and
turned
she
out
was so
got,
nice, but
she
they
got
paid
paid.
her.
Yeah, paid.
They paid to look after her.
But we seen the cockpit.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
I thought that was a dream.
No, I always thought it was too. Then we remembered it wasn't.
I don't know. I'll
we
ask
agreed.
dad or mum about that.
No, it was 100% it happened.
Okay, fine. It happened.
I think.
And then anyway, so we arrive in England, these feral little chocolate drops, as my grandma would say, little chocolate drops. Filipino children. And
That must be
to a-
hidden.
Yeah, to a very white country.
Yeah.
Over what, 20 years ago?
Yeah. Before it was good to be coloured with a British
Yeah.
accent.
Before it was cool.
Before a
okay?
trend,
And
yeah.
before it was trendy to be brown.
Yeah.
and be bilingual.
Yeah.
Because we were very bilingual then. You were not so much, but I was. So I translated a lot. I remember that a lot.
I was still on the
translated.
click.
No, that's
Chat,
more
chit chat.
PNG, mate. Like we weren't
But
there.
to them, bro, it was pretty much like that.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so my dad was very fluent in Visaya and Tagalog, but he hadn't lived in Philippines for a good amount of years. So he was getting like a little bit and starting to like remember. Anyway, so we got there, threw up everywhere because we ate chocolate and soft
only
drink.
one of us threw
Okay,
up
I threw
everywhere.
up everywhere because it was like the excitement, the nerves, everything. And then so from then on, we were English. We left Philippines behind, and the poverty and the hunger didn't leave the trauma behind. That stayed with us for a
that
while.
stayed with us. I think that's half the reason I became a chef, because I did want to be away from food ever again. And it was the one thing that you could eat the whole entire time, then eat afterwards and eat before, and it just,
You're just like
Think that's
constantly
right.
eating. So we live with mum and dad because
Safe
mum,
haven, learning English.
Yeah, exactly, and she's great. Mum's great. We called her mum because she grew us up from that point on. Because she became our stepmom, but she grew us up. She would teach us how to shower because we didn't understand that the rain was falling
Do
from
you remember
the sky.
first time we seen a bathtub? I jumped into it and almost knocked myself out.
Oh yeah, because you're like, what the fuck is
We
this?
thought it was a swimming pool inside the house, so I did like full dive. Gave myself an egghead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was just like really random. So what else happened? Like
Tights. Do you remember tights?
yeah, stockings.
Yeah,
We
that
saw
was
someone at
weird.
the airport with black legs, but her face was like
White.
white and I was like,
Because we didn't know what's... Like, you gotta imagine, like, we lived third world, like, hobo third world style. Like, I barely wore clothes. I was naked running around half the time.
I remember that, and I was like, why is her legs black and her body, the rest of her body is
It didn't
white?
make sense.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And then obviously we had to teach how to like sit on the toilet. We sat on top of it because squatting in Asian countries and stuff like that. So it was like vibe. And then what else was there? I don't know, like eating. Obviously, you eat with your hands, and mom had to teach us how to eat, like cutlery.
No feet on, like, the chairs.
Yeah, we were just monkeys. Everything was just
Proper.
monkey vibes, And then, so we just lived there for nearly 5 years.
4.5
Yeah,
5 years?
4.5 years, because I left when I was 11. 7, 8, 9,
I was
10,
10.
11. Oh, 4 years.
Just before I turned 10, we moved
Yeah.
here.
So we lived there for 4 years because my dad got the bug. We had family over here, the English side, by the way. From now on, we're only talking about the English side because we didn't have anything to do.
Excommunicado.
Yeah, we're like, us Asian?
Yeah, we didn't even think we were Asian.
We didn't even think that.
We were raised that unaware that we were Asian and Filipino till we hit high school, pretty sure.
everyone's
So
like,
I was
what the
like, you're not us.
Well, I mean, there were signs in high school, I mean, primary school, Jordan being severely bullied and getting into fights all the fucking time.
Every day.
Yeah, but we were just like, I don't
Won every
understand.
day. Yeah.
Mom was pretty baller though. She'd stick up for everyone.
Yeah.
She was like, don't you fucking say that about my children. And I'm like, oh.
We used to get called like Pakistani and Indian.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, like, they're the countries you conquered and you still can't point out the people you conquered and the countries that you haven't. So
Yeah, true. That was
big
that
shout
was
out to your education, England. Just saying.
Lol. Geography sucked. Anyway, so that's it really. We just, and then my dad and his mum, so my grandma and Auntie Lou, lived in Sydney in Australia. So they sponsored us to go over there, have a better life. Dad was like, Dad had severe arthritis. So he was like, I can't fucking work in this cold anymore.
And I just didn't like the cold.
It
was
a good life in England. It was strange.
very.
We still feel very core at our core. British. Like that is it. Like
I drink any drink with my left hand, still with my pinky up. Like I do it like every time I drink a beer.
Yeah,
It's all.
like we hang out with our family, it's still English. Dad still has a strong accent. My grandma, well, I haven't spoken to her in a couple of years, but like everyone's still English. Got to Australia, and that was a whole other fucking
Kettle of fish, as the Brits would say.
That was fucked. Moving from England to Australia, I'd say was harder than Philippines to England.
I fought just the same amount of people, bro. It was fucked. So, like, this is what I thought was fun. We left Philippines to England. They hated us because we were dark, didn't speak English. And then we moved over from England to Australia. They hated us because I was darker than half of people that were bullying me. but I spoke English, so they're trying to kick me out of Australia for being British. And I was like, that's what just happened in Australia. They kicked me out because I wasn't British enough. And now you're kicking me out because we were too British at this point. So.
And the accent really fucked people
Yeah.
up because we were brown, but
Yeah.
had an English accent. They could not wrap their head around that. And the fact that like we didn't swear, we didn't do any of that stuff because we had the best manners. Because like
I'll be terrified.
We were strict English people.
Yeah. Dude, I used to have Bibles. I used to carry Bibles with me. You used to have a little pocket Bible. I would
cute.
give
Oh,
it was
grandma.
like 8 or 9 from grandma. Stayed with me for years.
Oh yeah, I remember like we didn't swear and stuff, so we moved around a little bit. Well, I guess I don't know. Some people like compared to James, he moved around a lot. Ours is nothing compared to what James moved around, but still to the average. But then James is not average person.
But we had culture difference.
Yeah.
Through.
So we moved like every 2
years.
Yeah. So when we first landed in Sydney, cool vibe, whatever. Then we went and moved to
Tamworth.
No. Thingy Bobby first. Pear Drop Country. Fucking near Newcastle. What was it
Raymond
called?
Terrace.
Raymond Terrace. We moved to Raymond
shit.
Terrace first. We lived there for under a year.
That was fucking torture.
Yeah, we rented. We got a dog, a Chihuahua. Very cute. And another psycho dog, a German Shepherd as well. But anyway, we lived there. We lived there for about 8 months. And we remember that really, really, were they twins? Those
the Aboriginal twins.
Oh,
They were
we
dope.
loved them so much. And we went to play with them all the time. But
Good
like,
introduction to the Aboriginal sort of community because they were such lovely people.
they were so fucking cool. And we played with them and we couldn't handle the fact that all these Aussie families would be like, yeah, just come over. Just do this. Hey, do you want to do a play date?
There's no curfews.
There's like, and everyone would play outside for ages.
Yeah, on the street.
On the street, and that's when we got into it. We're like, oh, we climb trees, and then like, remember like near their house?
Yeah, that massive one at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
That's when we stacked our first push bikes too. Who the fuck invented push bikes that pedal backwards?
I still remember.
It
to
doesn't
do the brakes.
Yeah, to do the brakes.
We got so fucked up.
Never understood that.
I remember like getting the big gas gash.
Yeah.
Like we lived right on the hill.
And then I did it the next day.
And then we did it the next day, but we couldn't cry because mum and dad already told us off.
And we get grounded.
And we'd get grounded because like my parents were like pretty strict. Like if you did something wrong, like you're grounded.
Yeah.
You get your screens, like your TV was taken away, like fucking everything. We couldn't breathe without fucking.
I remember one year I got grounded for like, I think 49 weeks out of the 52.
You're like 1 minute from your curfew. Mum was like, right.
That's another week. Back chat, that's 2.
Yeah, you're like, you just sit there like silent anger, like just shaking. Are you shaking? No.
It's just cold.
Oh, God.
That was bullshit.
So yeah, that was it. Raymond Terrace first. We did Raymond Terrace. We got our first introduction to Australian life. I remember people being like, oh my God, and they'd make fun of me. And I remember got into the debating team and these fuckwits were like, you only got on the debating team because of your accent. And I was like, I actually thought I was good. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then they were just fucked. The whole thing was fucked. Anyway, then dad was like, hey, let's move.
Yep, out of this shithole.
And into Gunnedah. Bam, bam, bam. Tamworth, which is
Another
fucking 4
shithole.
hours inland, middle of fucking nowhere. But he didn't move us to Gunnedah. No.
He moved us something even smaller.
Yeah, half an
even
hour.
more racist.
Yeah. Half an hour inland. So there's Tamworth, Carroll, then Gunnedah, and then all the little towns.
There's like
dotted.
350 people in this town.
We didn't even have our own mailbox. And I swear the
Oh, he
people
was
at
at
the
the
shop read our mail.
They were weird.
I swear that place, that's what put me on a trajectory of fucked upness.
Actually,
That was it. I swear to God, it was that high school.
seen my first bong there in
Yeah.
the toilets.
People were telling me they were having sex at 12.
Yeah.
And I was like really like, I had great teeth, but I didn't swear and all these things and I wouldn't do anything and all these things. And it was, they corrupted me and broke me. Like I went from like amazing teenager. I was 13, like still.
Yeah, yours very quiet and straight
I
edge.
was straighty 80.
I
straighty
always
180.
thought you'd end up as a nun one day.
George was hustling.
Oh,
I used
yeah.
to love so much. And I'd be like, I had to turn a blind eye because I like all the things that you did growing up just made me so anxious. Like I'd always be hovering like, Jules, can you just not ripple? But you could not hold it. You were such...
It was, so my first ever hustle I did as a kid.
It's so good though.
Still to this day makes me laugh so much. So we had chores, so we get shit all for our money. So I'd be doing like moving a ton of firewood every month by hand, chopping it all and restacking it, in charge of like an acre and a half, animal maintenance, law maintenance, just every Dick, Tom and Harry job you
And
could
don't
think
forget on
of.
the weekends, we had to clean our own bathrooms before we went out.
Yep.
And our bedrooms.
And do our washing too.
And do our, yeah.
Yep. And we started doing our own lunches too. That was mean.
That was awful. You ate all of yours on the bus.
I was always hungry.
You're always
By the
so
time I was at
hungry.
school, there was no food.
And I'd sit there and I'd be like, I'd scab off everyone.
Yeah.
We would just scab.
But then I eventually got sick of it, and I used to still do little blue glue sticks that you get from school, and I used to chop the glue stick out, and then with the money I was making from my chores, I'd buy bubble gum, and because it was illegal in school, I was selling it, buying it 50 cents and selling it for $2. But I'd unwrap it, eat the 3 in the middle, and replace it with glue. And then sell them for $2 a pop using the school supply. So I still get my gum and I get to sell it. And if anyone had a problem, they'd fight me and I'd beat them up anyway and take their money. So, and I would have been, what, 11, 12 years old?
Oh, man. You hustled so hard. You got into fights all the fucking time, honestly. And you were just...
Most of it was about racism, though.
It was always,
yeah.
you
Most
black,
of it.
but it was like the Aboriginal was calling you that.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, so are you. Like, we could just be friends.
Yeah, they were like, you African king. I was like, I've never been to Africa.
I'm Asian, bro. And then they were still confused about the English accent.
Because I looked chinga, but I came up proper British, so.
It was just like an identity crisis everywhere we moved.
It was.
just...
We didn't think it was we had no clue we were so multiracial though.
No,
I think that was our biggest problem.
Yeah, like we didn't know. So we didn't, like dad was still like, yeah, you're English, my mom is English. I thought that we were like basically adopted because I couldn't understand
Yeah.
that our two parents were white,
And we
but
were
we
black.
were brown,
Well, yeah.
but we were English.
But my eyes, why they look so Asian?
Oh God. And then that's where I used to make my first cigarettes there. Got a boyfriend, did all the nasty things. And then fucking...
Wait, really though?
Yeah, all there. Fucking all there just exploded. It corrupted me so hard because they all thought that I was like really bad. Like, no, you can't be like that. You're too English. That everyone's smoking cigarettes and fucking blah, 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 you know? So I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta
Fuck, you were
catch up.
gullible.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta fucking catch up. I mean, I just remember this one guy who's the best. His name was Sam with blonde hair, and he goes, you have really good teeth. And I was like, thanks. I really look after my teeth. Because, you know, we weren't allowed lollies ever. So we were like, yeah.
You had me at teeth.
Yeah, and then, but no one like really had me as a
I'm so Amish.
girlfriend. Everyone thought it was really weird. Well,
Well.
obviously. We weren't allowed to really go to much things.
No.
Yeah.
We were like
We lived half an hour in
Mormons.
town too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that.
/ Amish.
Yeah. Though, one good thing though, like
Oh, motorbikes.
yeah, yeah. But then also like George and I were the only friends we had for our whole
Oh, yeah, we
childhood.
had-
This
yeah,
is the
fuck.
one good thing about mum and dad keeping us close. And to be fair, mum and dad only reacted that way because of our old trauma.
yeah.
So us leaving
Before
the house
they
a lot.
got us, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, no, someone's going to fuck you guys up. So they kept a very close leash on us, which is understandable,
Yeah.
you know. And I am grateful for that because then we became like, we only had each other. And I would make George do like synchronized trampolining. Remember
And
that?
singing.
And dancing and singing. And he would be my sister and I would be his brother. So then it would be like...
Fair trade.
It would be fair trade. I'd watch all his fucking
We had to watch Star
ninja,
Wars too.
ninja movies. And like we'd go out all the time, like around
Water pistol fights.
Yeah, and-
Motorbike riding
yeah.
and fishing.
outside. We just trampoline so hard all the time because there's nothing else to do.
And
Or
I
watch
had my
movies.
nails painted.
In Carol, we did Grease. And I had to be Danny and you were Sandy because you weren't strong enough yet. So it was good though. Like, so we only ever had each other, and that's why our relationship now is like close because we had no one else. And we're like, oh,
We
have
got
to deal
no
with
choice.
Yeah, we had to deal with
Siblings
this fucker.
power.
Okay, so then Dad goes, hey, we gotta move, and we're like,
Again.
Which
Which was all right because
at that point it was kind of like, ooh.
I was already done fighting everybody. That's cool.
You were about to start high school, and Dad was like, nah,
Yeah.
nah, let's not go here and stuff like that. And I think I was progressively getting worse,
So much.
but I'm not 100% sure if I really No, I was still too scared to backchat and all that shit.
Oh, you didn't backchat, but you had the streak because you argued with Mum a couple times.
Yeah, I
Just
think that's
before
where
we left,
I
yeah.
started flipping, like around
Yeah.
14, yeah. So then we moved to Queensland, from New South Wales to Queensland.
Yeah, went
We
to private school.
Yes.
From public to private.
So we went to Bow Desert, but Dad didn't move us to Bow Desert. No. He moved us another half an hour inland from the only town.
We had one road in, one road out.
One road in, one road out. And I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Coralban. Maybe some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was this tiny little school.
Used to have the third best golf resort in Queensland.
Yeah. And then we got there.
And it wasn't. $60 million in debt. Everything was run down, broken. Everyone was...
And the uniform was fucked.
Oh, we look fucking Amish.
Yeah, it was...
Amish?
Amish, yeah. The uniform hasn't changed much, but
No,
maybe
it's still
it's
exactly
a bit
the
more
same.
breathable. So we went and moved there, coming from Gunnedah, Tamworth area.
Yeah.
Now
Which
we're
was
feral.
very country,
Yeah.
like-
Now we're feral at this point
Yeah.
because we're like, all right, we got to the roughest parts of fucking
Yeah.
country.
We didn't
fucking
really
town.
have... thick accent wasn't really there anymore. It started like twisting
It
to...
started to be like,
Yeah.
all right, because we really wanted to fit in. We're like, right.
Because I was sick of getting
Yeah.
punched in the face.
At this point, we're like, fuck it, let's be Aussie. let's just get on with this.
Can't
So
beat
then-
them, we'll join them.
Literally. So then we moved here.
Yep.
That was our teenage years in another secluded place.
Which was good.
It was good. We made very... Oh, that was a really... I want to hear your experience of Coralban, like growing up as a teenager there.
Yeah.
Because I want to actually hear in like a nutshell. How was your teenage years?
Well, the first part was all right because that was when I wanted to go into the military, remember? So I was very like straightforward. And then I discovered what marijuana was and females. So
And you
yeah.
broke your leg.
Oh, then I broke my leg in 3
Yeah.
places, then blew out my knee. Had
Wait,
to
how
get
did
surgery.
you break your leg?
I was doing tuck and rolls, training for the army. Because I wanted to see, like, practice my parachute
Yeah.
rolls. And the pavement I was on slipped out from
Near the
underneath
fishing
me.
place, right?
Yeah.
It was a bridge.
No, this was at the golf course across from the putting driving range.
Yeah, and there was a bridge there, and I thought you got stuck in a bridge or something.
No.
Was that another time?
No, that was a different time.
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah. No, that's when we had the floods, almost drowned. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay,
yeah, so we were very adventurous. Because Bear Grylls was the biggest TV thing for us back then. So everyone on our street wanted to be Bear Grylls. And one of my mates is named Bryce. He still calls himself Bryce Grylls.
Yeah, no,
and
it's
he's
cool.
a snake catcher now. You may know him around the region, actually, guys. Shout out to Bryce, little ginger nut.
Nah, fuck him.
So it was good. Like, I spent most of my time fishing. And when I wasn't fishing, I was with...
Chasing kangaroos with a fucking air rifle.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
We did a lot of crazy shit too. We used to have hunting arrows, bows and arrows,
You weren't allowed to
motorbikes.
do anything. There's nothing to do out there. You had to make your own.
I wasn't
fun.
allowed. Yeah, we weren't allowed to leave.
And we didn't have screens.
Yeah,
We weren't allowed them
like
still.
30 minutes tops.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
And I fucked it up.
Because it takes 30 minutes to turn it on.
Mm.
Like, it was just fucking old computer. I was like, oh, fuck.
Absolute bullshit. 30 minutes for the old internet. Like, your
Okay.
kids have no idea the pain.
Oh, man. Yeah. So you just did like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then I guess after I left the private school, that's when I went off the rails.
Yeah. I was begging. I begged my dad to not separate George and I in the same school because I was like, I can still see George around you. Like, you know, I was like, I remember going to him and was like, this is going to be the biggest mistake of your life.
Look what happened, guys.
Do not, because he was
Shit.
like, I'm not paying for all of the... I looked at the fees now at Carub. I'm like, Dad, bro, that was like one carton of beer.
Yeah.
Like you could have paid that each week, mate.
Yep.
Like he was like, nah, they keep like calling me. They're gonna expel me. I was like, bro, don't.
They were
do
never
it."
going to expel me. I was
They needed people.
Plus, I was killing it in the sports division too, and all the teachers
You're
loved
like
me.
15 at this point, 14.
Yeah, I was like 15.
Yeah, 15.
So 15 is when I started
You're
getting
a
trouble.
tank. You
Yeah.
were
I was-
so fucking fit.
Yeah, I was training a lot at that point.
Yeah. George had to like raise money for
Oh,
charity. And George is the biggest hustler I know. Like, we're good at hustling because our dad's work ethic.
Yeah.
And we always did chores. We're always in the backyard.
So we knew
Fucking-
how to make a dollar
Yeah, like we knew we had
from
to do
anywhere
it.
to anything.
Because I started my takeaway job
Yeah,
at a fish and chip shop, and you were doing all
Landscaping.
landscaping.
gardening,
Yeah.
working for an alpaca farm.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah, that
oh,
was a
yeah.
great time.
And
Good
you
old
fell in
Bill.
love with Bill.
He
Lovely
was mad.
Bill.
He was like a grandfather to me. Wanted to take me out shooting and stuff. But Nigel, our old man, he was like, nah, I don't want him around guns.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, but machetes and hunting arrows and, you know.
And killing pigs at like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we could literally kill any duck or chicken, pluck it, gut it, and have it spit roast, ready over a fire in about 15 minutes. I still love
James
that
is-
skill set.
Yeah, James still is
Horrified,
horrified.
yeah.
Yeah, he thinks it's so weird that this is why I don't like pets because I don't get attached to them.
Yeah,
They're going to work and they just don't come back.
they never did.
They never did. Okay, so teenagehood. So then you went from private school. They couldn't contain your energy because it was just so small. They couldn't even fucking contain mine. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
and you were like the quieter, less crazy one.
Yeah, with us
It's
two.
not saying much
No.
because you still were pretty wild in your days.
Yeah. So then George went to the public high school, and I don't think I even saw you that much after that.
No,
Like
but
we lived together, whatever, blah blah blah. But like,
I changed Daph's number from our mum's contact number to put hers. So when she got her license, I put her number down. So whenever I got in trouble, she'd get the phone call.
oh,
She'd
that's
get
really
the
fun.
messages.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, remember?
I just feel like I blacked out so much in my teenage years.
Yeah,
Because
well,
while you experienced weed for the first time, and so did I also found alcohol and having a boyfriend on the pill.
Yeah.
That fucks your hormones up. I think they all kind of happened. Like,
yeah.
and then mum and dad's marriage was
Whore. Yeah, 15.
bye.
When they split,
It's like the worst thing.
I think they forgot they had kids.
They do.
And we're
They're like,
like,
oh, they're teenagers. They're working. They're fine. We're
Yeah.
like, we need love.
we
we need support. We have
it's
no
been
money.
missing for the last 5 years since you've been fighting.
Can you help us? And then we kind of were just, and then we still grew close because
Yeah.
we partied together. We had the same peoples. I mean,
Yeah.
I still regret giving you your first joint so much. I was like, oh
Nah, like, to be honest, if you didn't, I would have done it probably with a cracky down the road
my God.
or something, you know
I
what I
was
mean?
like,
In some safe...
that's what makes me help sleep at night. But I'm like,
Yeah, I would have... Oh, bruh, seriously, no matter what you think, I always think about this. I'm like, I'm glad I smoked my first drink with you and not one else.
and then we sparked our love of getting high together,
Yeah.
sneaky teenagers, having like a joint or like, no, it was bongs then, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
did all different types.
Yeah. Different ways to have weed and just have fun. Like, just teenagers, like with little rat bags, like running
Yeah.
around everywhere, Corralbin, just being little shit.
We used to get stoned and like rip that little like no entry sign to the golf course because it got all closed off. And
Are we
then
getting
we'd
into
like...
trouble for this? Because this is on like YouTube. Are we allowed to talk about being high? It's still illegal. Are we going to get done for this?
No, because it's past tense. For like 15
This
years.
is all fantasy and this is not real. Okay?
Yes.
This is all from ChatGPT that told us to talk about an entertaining way to talk about your childhood.
And these are stories about our friends growing up.
Yeah,
anyway.
not us. Nah. Yeah, okay, done.
Yeah.
Just read it.
Moving on.
Anyway, yeah, so we were like little rat bags. And then I moved out of home just as the divorce was nearly happening. And then they divorced. In
That was-
comes third wife.
Straight away, too.
Straight away.
And I wasn't
Like,
even
didn't
like
have a
16
breathe.
yet.
So I moved back down, even though literally I moved 3 doors up because the boyfriend that I lived with at the time literally lived on the top of my street. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Top left-hand side.
Yeah, legit. I was like, okay, sick. So I went back home. I took all my shit, went back down there. It moves a third wife. And then, yeah, mum's not there at the minute. We had big fights and whatever.
Yeah, this is second mum.
Yeah, this is our mum. So in moved the third wife. We were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was a transition. It was a good transition. Like at the beginning, like it was good because it was like went from like really shit and I wasn't in my home to like, oh, there's another person in here that's like not as strict and like dad seemed more happier. Like it was really like fun. And then obviously it had its kinks like after the 6-week trial.
Yeah, and that's when the old man figured out I started smoking. So that's when me and him had tiff.
Yeah. And then I was like, bye everyone, I'm gonna go coast.
Yeah.
I had to get the fuck out of here.
So,
I was like, nah.
Yeah, you just turned 18.
Yeah, I was like,
And then
I
I was
gotta go.
17. And then I was like, no, I can't do this. I was like, yeah, bro.
I would come back like that first year of my 18th and be like, are you still? And I would try and get you straight and narrow on the phone. And I would work my ass. I'd be like, all right, George, let's do this. You can do this. Because I was trying to go straight and narrow. And you were doing it. And then dad would come home from him swinging and be like, son, do you want to have a beer? And I'm like, oh, dad.
And I get fucked up. Fuck. I remember like it was a Wednesday night, just got home.
Oh, I was so mad. I remember I was on the phone to you.
I was blacked out.
Teenagers, man.
Oh,
So
I was
dumb.
a mess.
Yeah.
Still made it to school the next day though.
That's fucking wild. Oh, yeah, but you're young. Your body just like...
Yeah. I was like, spring chicken, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right, so then after that, you went to the Gold Coast
Yeah.
because you followed me, obviously. And then...
First gig in the kitchen, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like cooking and I met James, my husband,
Yep.
through a mutual friend that owned a property in Carabin. And she had a Gold Coast home. So that's how I met James. Yeah. So then George just basically followed me. And through our adult years, it's basically
Yeah.
been James and I and George.
Yeah. So every
Legit.
time I break up with a girlfriend, you're just having another kid. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, I'll be a personal chef again.
He'll like move in, he'll go through all of his things. And now I guess like we're here now as adults. And it's been 10 years since
Still living
hang
in
on.
the house.
2018. So it'd be like 12 years since we've like graduated. Well, you never finished school and all of that. We had that rough time down a little while though.
Oh, yeah.
When we went back to mum's.
Yeah.
New South Wales. We tried a little while.
I should not speak about this.
Yeah. So that was a bit rough. We were really bad headspace from the divorce, and I think it was really, really hard for us. We didn't think it was a big deal at the time. Looking back at it now, like your parents divorcing at teenage years.
Fundamental timing too.
And like your hormones, you're growing, like you need their support to figure out what you're...
They needed to be an adult so we could pretend to understand adulthood.
Yes,
So
but none of that was happening.
They missed that step completely.
So we were just running around with our heads cut off.
Yeah.
Like no way that we could ground ourselves but each other. We only had each other.
I feel like the best way to describe our parents adulting, like their way of how they raised us, was they read the How to Raise a Child but skipped the important chapters.
Yeah.
They read the first little bit, they're like, oh sweet, be there for the first year or two. All right, 5 years, all right. They can talk, they can walk. All right.
They got jobs.
They're 13. Get them to start working. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Okay, now they're 20. Tell them they're a man, shake their hand. All right, see, well done. So I feel
No,
like that's...
it's more like 18. I moved out and you just turned 8. No, you were still 17. And then you moved out fully because you came with me dad to New South Wales and we thought we'd try something out. And we didn't. It was fucking terrible. And then we met up to the Gold because that's when I met James. And then that was it really. Yeah. And then James and I stayed and then we went through our things and you just kind of been in the background through all the time. Yeah. James knew it was a package deal.
Yeah.
Like you in the background always was like, oh yeah, this motherfucker's staying for a while. You'd move in, I'd move in and you were there. like, and then I remember James's cousin going, is he going to pay rent? I was like, what?
Yeah,
share a room with James, he can just live in my... Like, what?
Bro, I didn't even... That was still so hazy for me. Like,
such a
how the whole transition happened. Because I was living with a friend across from the old house that we grew up in, remember?
That's right. Yeah, and on, like, the floor. And I'd be like, why? And I just...
Because in my head, I was like, I'm just camping, but indoors.
You were so homeless. And that's what I used to know all of this too, because I'd be like doing all my things on the Gold Coast, trying to live life and be like party girl, like, oh my God, there's shops here and wow, people clubbing. Wow.
There's so many people, so many lights.
I was like,
swept away.
Like, yeah, I was like, wow, Gold Coast, the beach all the time. And I was so happy.
Every time I think of it, I just think of the song Animals, like big lights No.
Oh,
Big city's gone to
to
my
my baby's head.
head.
No. That's me. It
Yeah,
literally went to my
every time,
baby's.
bro.
It's like
The flashback, I'm like, holy shit, bro, you got swept up. And then I can't talk though. As soon as I hit the Gold Coast,
it was fucked. Yeah,
I was a
And then-
menace.
yeah, that's right. And then George had his first relationship, and it was
it was what it was. I was very
a
young.
very big like a big curve.
Yeah, I was only 18.
Yeah.
It was a cool
That's when you started your chefing career.
Yeah,
though.
it was a
That's
cool
where
experience though because first time being in a proper relationship. I
You
was
became a stepdad straight.
yeah, stepdad. I
away.
was literally fresh 18. Started chefing. I was chefing like 50, 60 hour weeks.
Getting fucked up. That
Clubbing
young life.
6 days a week.
And I'd be there, just had a baby, and I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
what is your life?
No one knew what my life was.
Yeah, and it went on for a very long time like that. And then I kept having kids, and you go do your thing, and I do our thing, and now we're here,
Yep.
and you're out of that now. And I'm
Yeah.
finished kind of having kids and like having a rest and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Or like
expanding with
finished.
the business side now.
Yeah, and now George is now like, you're ready.
Yeah.
I
it was-
want him to have a wife, everyone. So, and the whole point of the podcast, I said to Joe, is like, you're going to find a wife from this podcast, please.
So, ladies, applications to jordanheath.com.au. We'll look over your CVs and we'll have a draw next week.
Yes. So now we're here, we're back, and I promised that I would never move back to this area. But
Yeah.
what were the chances that I would meet my husband and his mother is from
The same area
scenic?
we
Yeah,
live.
like where we grew up, like
Small
45
town.
minutes. And I was like, fuck.
There's no escaping.
No. So like you
So
just
it's
keep drawing back to your old hometown.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like that horror movie where everyone leaves and then when they turn like a certain age, they all return back to the same hometown and they can never leave.
Yeah, it's that. I went off and I was like, yeah, I'm never coming back. I'm the best. Came back, I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And
Don't
now
worry,
I'm like,
I know
oh, you know
that
what?
shit.
Fuck this. I want the country life because I know I can leave
Yeah.
like whenever I want.
No, I think that's my favorite part is that you are in such a nice community setup. Because when I see the nephews run around with the
Yeah,
other
that's
kids on the
nice.
street, that reminds us of Raymond Terrace.
Yeah, that's
like,
nice.
That
Yeah, we
whole
could do that.
nostalgia, that comfort we had.
Yeah.
But I still reckon land.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get land, definitely. I need that. I need that space growing up the way
Yeah.
we did. We just fucking need space. So now we're here. We fast forward it on to now. All of our crazy years are behind us. Because of what we went through, we have this insane work ethic, and our life might go like this, but we have one constant
Yeah.
goal.
We worked the entire time. We did.
Every fucking time, no matter how
Or what we were doing.
yeah,
we were
we
still
were steadfast.
we still had the eye on the horizon. No
Yeah.
matter how far away
We
we diverted, it was still there.
Yeah, that's true. So now George has started a new business, which is very, very exciting.
Yes, I have.
And I was very surprised because we don't speak at this time, but George actually and I broke up for a little while there.
We didn't speak because,
He's a little shit.
she was being temperamental
Jesus,
bitch.
no, he's a fuckwit. Anyway, don't move on about it. Called him up one day
That's it.
about like
No one
8
brings
months
it up.
later. Call him up. He's normal. And then that's it. Don't need to talk about it. So now we're here and
Still wearing an apology, but
no.
No?
Don't you
Okay.
fucking start. Anyway, so George has a skincare company and it's really exciting. Can you talk about it? Because it is so
Yeah.
crazy. What I used to resent you so much for the amount of way that you love hemp and everything, you have made it into now a business, which is
Always
cool.
my passion since I was a wee young boy.
Yeah, because you like all the organic and the healing properties and
Yeah.
of it and stuff.
I guess it's more like the whole, still the jungle native side of us. Like, I love being part of nature. Well, to be honest, this actually all started when...
Oh, he's got his business voice on.
So actually, the company all started during...
That's your camera there.
Oh, okay. Howdy. So during COVID, it hit and I was working as a sous chef in 2 different venues. I lost both of the jobs because the restaurants closed down. Daphne calls me up one day. We were talking about what am I going to do with my life? And I'm like, whoa, I'm in the middle of a party right now. She's like, you're always in the middle of parties. Like,
I
what are you
remember
gonna
this. I
do?
feel like I've had this convo with you like 10 times.
Yeah, well,
So
this
that's
is
probably
the
why-
one that stuck. And I was like, fine, I'll start my own company. So that night, I sent everyone home and then just jumped onto the laptop and started Hemp Code Design. Boom. Had a logo,
Oh,
had
was
a
it
name.
then?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because you were living in Surfers or Southport with that
Paradise
girl.
Point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's when we first... Fuck, I forgot
That's
about
why
that. And I was
this-
like, right, let's just start this motherfucker.
And I was like, okay, and what are you passionate about? I was like, marijuana or hemp. She's like, okay, you're not doing marijuana yet because
It's illegal, yeah.
Yeah. So we went straight into hemp, and that's where it actually all started.
Oh,
It started with like clothing brand and
Yeah.
hemp oils, like for food, because I'm a chef by trade. So that's how the two things kind of went together. And then out of all this craziness, the first thing that emerged out of the company in full production is the skincare.
bring it up.
Something I prepared a little earlier. So I have two brands. One's called Meili and the other one's called Theos.
No, your brand is Hempco.
Yeah, Hemco Design. But
You've got two
skincare.
drops or two. What do they call it? Not two brands, because two brands means two separate company things. So you got one company and you've got two drops or two. What are they called? Two.
Well, I've got a men's side and a women's
Yeah,
side.
there we go. I can't.
And
my
I have
brain's
each one, I
mush.
have two different products on those two
There you go.
listed.
You got two products.
Two products out of, and in those two products, I have produced two other products.
We're so fucked now.
And inside that product, I have a sub-product.
It's like the Russian dolls.
Yeah, exactly. More you develop into it, deeper you get and a new product
Okay, so
appears.
the women's side, what do we have?
So you got Meili, you got Flawless,
Yep.
and you have Revive. So these are all based on a shear butter and a hemp oil blend that I created. Took me many months to actually get perfect, so it was worth the while. These products I actually grabbed. Don't touch me.
I know, I'm like trying to make
Hold
sure.
back.
No, I just want to smell it because I haven't smelt these new ones yet.
So
Yes.
everything inside the products is full organic. The shear butter I get shipped in as a raw organic, then I refine it myself by melting it down and getting all the impurities out.
That is
I
so
get
wild
the-
that you made this. This smells so fucking
Yep.
good.
I also got one of my close mates who does graphic designing.
Yeah.
So he's one of my old mates I actually met clubbing like years and years ago, and I used
This
to
is
think,
part of your hustle story.
yeah, part of my hustle side. I was like, one day, bro, when I get there, it's like I'm gonna use your brains because he was so good with computers, and boom.
What's this one that I've
Got
got in
it.
my hand?
So the one you're currently holding is Revive. It's actually the most popular one right now.
What
It's
is
the
it
most
for?
sold. So it targets if you're working in a very high greasy area or you have very greasy skin, the essential oils and the shea butter and the hemp oil do help with it. And
So is
they
it
have
skin or
been-
hair?
So you can use it for both, as it's all natural and organic.
But mostly for your skin?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so smooth. Can I have some?
No,
Moving on.
not for free.
We can live here for free. That's fine.
Yeah, well, not really.
That
I'm a
smells so
personal chef.
good. All right. So we got Meili for the women's and
And so it has Revive and Flawless. So there's two products coming out from the Meili division.
yeah.
And in the men's division, it's called Theos, which is the Greek name of gods. Whilst Meili is the Mandarin name for beauty, because that's where hemp originally comes from. When I think of beauty and the whole makeup and stuff like that, it goes from ancient times. For me, ancient times is more like what the
Natural,
Japanese and
yeah.
the Chinese did, because they spent a long time on their beauty and care.
They do.
A
They
lot,
love it.
lot longer before the Europeans did.
Yeah.
So, and plus hemp comes naturally from China.
I did not
originally.
know that.
I've actually gone in step which each ingredient does, what it targets, and what they are looking to target to help combat themselves. Because I've got a lot of mates in hospitality. We are around in a lot of grease, smoke,
true.
it builds up. Being a chef,
Let me smell that one.
half the time I'm under smoke, like my face is on fire.
Yeah,
Like I have that much oil splatters coming up from the deep fat fryer, from the flat grill, the char grill, the
Oh,
smoke
this is
coming from
manly
that.
as fuck. What's this one for?
Yeah.
For beard?
Yeah,
and-
so you got one that's there to help beard thickener and help beard growth, whilst the other one is just to help with the actual regulation of your skin and your oil. So it gives it more of like a moisturizing barrier. It does have an oily implement when you first put it on, only for the first about 5 to 10 minutes. But as soon as your body absorbs into it, it creates a barrier, so it gives it a little bit more resistance. And everyone knows shear butter comes from Africa, the best shear butter.
And then with the Meili, the Revive and Flawless, one is skin and one is hair?
Oh, yes. One's for skin moisturizer and anti-pimple, whilst the other one's you can use for your hair to stop it from breaking so much.
Ooh.
Because it does have the element of protecting the split ends.
Oh, I fucking love that. That is so bougie. I've really enjoyed watching George do this whole company thing, even though sometimes
while.
with his ADHD fucking craziness, I'm like, can you just stick to one thing, motherfucker?
No.
So everybody, grab my brother's stuff, obviously. And yes, I do love it. And it's not just a like, I actually really love essential oils. And I think I would tell Jordan it was disgusting, which it isn't. That's why I was really fucking surprised when you
She
first
would have
gave me
been
the...
brutal if she didn't like it. Honestly, I would have cried for weeks.
Yeah, but the thing is,
But-
like, I was actually for real when I first got, like, even the moisturizer bars. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what the fuck? You made this? I was so surprised. I was like, this motherfucker.
Well, to me, to be honest, like when I was blending it all together, it felt like I was just cooking, but with oils.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the aromatics and balancing just felt like you were just doing seasoning.
Yeah, I just love the fucking... I love essential oils, and you've done, like, such a good one. So how much are they going for? And are you going to give my fucking audience a code?
Yeah, so they're actually on sales right now for $90 per product. But if you are in Australia, it's free shipping. With this podcast, following it, add and like, obviously subscribe to Code Design on Instagram, you will be getting an additional 20% off.
Woo! 20%. Wow. You bitches. You better get all that stuff. And plus also, if you start buying that, he can start paying rent. So please.
And if you tag the company and also tag my sister saying how much she stinks, you get an additional 10%. So.
Lol. Okay, so what's next? We're building our empire. That has always been our goal.
Always.
We want to share land.
I think real estate for us will be
Yes.
the next thing.
Yes. We've got to get this business taking off regularly, which is, I already know. When I felt that first moisturizer bar, I was like, fuck off. This is so good.
Thank you.
think...
Like I said, perfection comes at the last child. So.
And I think this perfect podcast means it doesn't matter where you start or whatever happens
That's where you
to
end up, yeah.
You can fucking get back up.
Oh, I reckon.
You can either be a crazy chef who's gone up and down, drugs, life, fighting, or you can be a fucking...
The best of all of them, by the way.
crazy bitch like me who did lots of fucked up things, became a young mom. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Because what? I'm 30. My brother's about to turn 29 in a few days.
Still look 12.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter your timeline. You can be like this and still be there.
Yeah, well, I always like to think about it. You know how many of those memes you see everyone's in the garage when they start? We're literally in the garage now.
Literally.
Like one of these, we need someone to take a photo of your garage door. So when like you become super rich, you can add it to the bottom of like Steve Jobs and his thing, Microsoft and whatever, all the Elon Musk and stuff. Because they all started in garages.
That's true. The level of delusion that my brother and I have, or massive faith, is... It took my husband James a really long time to get around. I still don't think he understands like our level of like delusion.
People will like, I know for a fact that people will watch this that know us, will be like, and they'll be like, oh, look at these guys. And they'll be like, look at you, bro. The whole entire time you were hating on us, whilst everyone that we've known and helped us get there, we'll all be happy and succeeding. Whilst you're still on that bloody couch fucking complaining about how shit your life was because someone called you ugly in grade 9.
Was that you?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up with the fact that...
I'm incredible.
No, I am. That basically you need someone like me in your life to help you elevate and keep you on track. Before we finish up, can we just talk about your dream life right now and what makes you tingle thinking about the wife that you're going to have and the children? Because guys, my brother is so good with kids. Like, my boys adore the fuck out of him. They don't call him uncle, they call him Bird because the first kid couldn't say Jord. So he said Bird and it's just stuck. So his name's Bird.
I have the
in
whole
our family.
entire street of kids calling me Bird.
Yes, now his name's Bird.
And even parents.
Yeah, they just
Be
say,
like,
hey,
"Hey,
Bird.
Bird."
Yeah, so his name's Bird in our family. So just so you know, for the
Jailbird.
application of women, not jailbird, my brother, he's so annoying. Like, I could
Really
never.
awesome.
Like, he makes me so angry looking at his face day in and day out. Luckily, he's got swings. What are you doing? Are you getting serious about the wife application? Okay, he's
Yeah.
getting his good side. And Yeah, so let's talk about like what.
We'll have good
let's
times.
let's give it a go. Like, what are you
Yep.
serious about? What are you feeling about your next stage now that you want to actually settle? Because this is insane to me. I'm still getting my head wrapped around it and getting very excited.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while since I've been thinking about settling down. But then at the same time, it's like I will only settle down if the person's drive matches mine. And I
Yeah.
mean, not just as a human being, like trying to be nice for, like we can all be a fucking dick. We can all be an animal. We can all be a savage. We've all been through those stages. And I think like we should only be that if we have to be now.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking for someone that is absolutely ruthless and wanting to help and be kind and do something more for other people than just themselves.
Oh, that's nice.
Because yeah, I want a partner that will want to go travel to random countries
Yeah.
and like go help a village dig a well and just like chill out with all the kids and eat random like tribal foods, or like, you know, a partner that's driven to help push business.
Yeah. I honestly just want someone that's really kind and just will not fuck you over, like really respect you. But also like I know that you've come so much as a man and you're so respectful. Like you're fucking loyal. As soon as you have a woman, you're like
That's it.
blinkers.
I like
and
one of
you're
those
done.
horses. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has to be someone that's like can really put up with this.
Yeah.
Like
My
this
family,
is we're
we
very
are mental,
yeah, but like
but great fucking mental.
yeah,
like, you
good
know.
mental, and we're very loyal to each other, and we're very like intimate and very like
The whole family is intertwined.
it is, yeah.
Takes a village to raise a child.
And I'll be there, so you gotta like, can you cope with me?
And
Then,
also the husband's banter.
Ha-
James, his banter.
Oh yeah,
They've got
I
to
was
be
like,
able to
why
put
would
up
they
with-
have a husband? Aren't you the husband?
No, they've got to
I'm
put up
confused.
with James.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so that wraps it up for today. That was a really good episode. We'll put George up again. In a
Proudly
few-
sponsored by Hemco Design.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start putting that in my fucking thing. So everybody, the links to where to find George. He's also got his own personal account, which I want everyone to follow, especially the women. Just go say hi. Just say hi.
Is where my hand's going to be where the link is? Because I'm pretending.
Oh, lol.
That's
Yeah,
not how it
so
works? Oh, okay.
he is a Bear Chef and also Hemco Design.
Sorry you had to listen to my sister today, but I'm glad you got to listen to me.
I'm sorry you had to watch him in this ugly ass coat when everyone knows how much better I look in it.
She's still fat. Yeah.
Doesn't hurt me no more.
Literally your life coach.
Shut the fuck up,
I've
it's
been there
finished.
your whole life.
It's fucking finished.
Yeah, well, I'm saying. I've been your life your whole time.
Bag girls make them say wow.